Why can't you come up with a new storyline? Disney, you're a big company. You got lots of money. You got lots of resources. Why do you have to keep going back to the well and do sequel after sequel after sequel after sequel? You got nothing new? Well, good thing we're getting rid of the Department of Education, because clearly there's no creativity coming out of schools these days. Well, how can there be when everything has to be woke? They just have to wokeify all those ancient fairy tales to make them modern. And that was the idea behind Snow White, you see, and they spent $270 million on it. Really don't have a lot to show for it. But I'll tell you, Disney itself is a mess. And it's a mess because it's bought into this woke stuff. Heck, for all I know, they were getting USAID money, right? International company selling a message. And because the Smith-Mundt Act of 1948 that was modernized by Obama and put into place in 2013, heck, they could have been getting a nice pretty penny for all we know. Would help explain Whoopi Goldberg, right, on The View. Maybe they had a financial stake in wokeifying everything, but they now have an employee base that's got a certain mindset and clearly doesn't have the creativity to take us into the future. So they keep going back to the well and they keep doing remake after remake after remake, and it shows in the stock price. Let's take a look at Disney stock. Year to date, down 10%. Now I realize the S&P's had a challenging time, but I don't think the S&P's off that much, and Disney's off more than 10%. But here's the real stunt. Okay, and this is today's, by the way, you guys. Here's today's. So it is down about 0.6% in today's trading. But I would just say this. In 2020, it was trading at like $205 a share. So this hurts, especially when you factor in inflation. So the market's got to go up. Your stocks have to go up. Certainly more than inflation. So people have gotten really whacked. I mean, this is painful, right? You were at 200 and something a share, and now you're at 99 there on Disney. Just devastating. I'll tell you, you know what this calls into question? Whether or not Bob Iger can lead the company forward or not. He's been wokeified. I mean, heck, he was the first one to pull out of Twitter just as it was turning into X. When Elon Musk bought it, he pulled all his advertising money. Remember that? Elon was not impressed, and he's like, hey, Bob Iger, F you. I mean, he said it. You want to try and intimidate me with money? F you, Bob Iger. So Disney pulled all its money out. Disney is in a bad spot. I'm telling you, like, I haven't seen anything decent out of Disney. And the only glimmer of hope, we've written about this at 76 Research, was maybe its experiences and cruise line divisions. And the cruise line divisions are not looking good either. And they've been sinking a ton of money into it with new ship after new ship after new ship that's going to be coming out. And I can tell you, they are not what they were. So if you've got an entertainment division that stinks, you got a cruise line business that maybe is hobbling along, sort of, but you're putting so much capital into. You've got a parks experience that is, who wants to pay $110 and sit in long lines all day long for rides that often don't work? I think this business has problems, like serious problems. And if I were Bob Iger, I'd be selling off the parts as fast as I could. I'd keep the theme parks. I'd keep the cruise business. Your entertainment division, sorry. Bobby, it's done. You don't have the new lifeblood there to be able to generate interesting new storylines because everybody is groupthink. And since you can't get away from that, you're just going to continue to sink money into projects like the woke Snow White that nobody wants to see. So the answer for this company is one, split it up. Keep your parks, okay? Keep your parks, keep your cruise line. Get rid of the entertainment division. It's just costing you a fortune and you don't have anything good coming out of it. Get rid of your ABC News business, your ESPN business, all of the television businesses. Sell them as fast as you can. I realize nobody wants to buy them. I did hear that Nexstar was interested, but apparently not. Because streaming is the future. Right here where we're at right now, guys, you know it. I know it. Streaming is the future. Disney knows it. Instead, they're spending all this crazy money to have a big studio audience for Whoopi Goldberg at The View, and they got like hundreds of producers working on that show. You even have to have like people employed just to be audience managers to tell everybody when to clap when she says something really stupid. That is not a good use of capital. I'm saying that from a business point of view, okay? Like politics aside, as an investor, do I buy Disney? It's low, $99 a share. But the answer is no, because I don't think you guys can figure this out. And you still haven't been able to sell off the assets. In fact, he's come back after having said he wanted to sell his television assets, saying, oh, no, we're re-examining that. Why are you re-examining it? Oh, maybe because you can't get any money for it. Because nobody wants it. That would make sense to me. But if I were you, I'd be selling that like a hot potato. In other words, there's no value there. Jean, thank you so much. It's such a nice thing for you to say. And I so appreciate your generosity. Jean Hunsinger on the chat here. And let me go back to some of the others because I think, Gary, you were up there earlier as well. And like I say, I have the best viewers. But as far as an opportunity for Disney, I see the opportunity here being what Nelson Peltz saw a while back. Nelson Peltz was like, you guys really got to shape up. He was the activist investor that came in and Bob Iger fought tooth and nail, but he had good ideas. He was like, would you stop with the darn sequels? Can you not actually come up with anything new, anything creative? You know, your parks business isn't bad. Maybe you should focus on it so that the rides don't break down and the lines are not as long. Hey, maybe you should focus more on the cruise business and a little bit more customer service because that's gone down the drain. Oh, Don, this is interesting. He's saying $650 million on Snow White. Don Bacca, who's a frequent friend of the show, you're saying it was $650 million on Snow White. I actually hadn't seen that, but if that's the case, Don, then I'm really over this company. I know Don is. Don's a former commodities trader, and he has I'm guessing you're shorting Disney at this point, Don, because he really does not like this company. I don't like this company either because I just think that it doesn't really have a place in society today. Rachel Zegler as an actress, terrible. Maybe if they tweak her voice in the singing, I saw the live production, it wasn't as good there at the castle in Spain. They had to cancel all the premieres, guys, because they were worried about the sort of animosity being directed at them. Yeah, because nobody likes this film. If it was $650 million and not $270 million, then that is just outrageous to me. Really, 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 truly outrageous. George writing, I'm going to wait until Bob Iger leaves Disney before I can even think about investing in it again. But I'm just going to say this. The answer is, I'm going to put this on the lower third, Trish. Disney needs to break up. Sell off the parts. They're worth more than the whole. Keep your parks division. Keep the cruises. Entertainment, I'm sorry, you've come and gone. It's just maybe you can work out a deal so that you can preserve the rights to, if they come up with any new characters, you can have a ride at Disney or Epcot with that character, but everything else, it's so passé. And I think there's going to be newer players coming into all this. I don't know if, they're really going to be able to quite contend with Disney, but it is changing. And given that the medium is changing and streaming is here, there's going to be a lot more opportunity for a lot of folks that, you don't even know about right now. Which is why I keep saying be prepared for the future. Make sure you get a copy of my 76 Research, my financial newsletter. I do write it with my very dear longtime friend, Rob Horton, who ran billions of dollars for 20 years on Wall Street. And so the two of us together kind of know what we're doing. I've showed you the portfolios before. We don't have to get into all that, but you can know this. We're beating the S&P by long shot, which doesn't surprise me because I think we just kind of get what we're doing and we have a lot of experience. So check that out when you can. Use code word dollar to get at least the 76 Research report and look at those model portfolios. I am just dismayed by everything that's happening. And this really is history being made. It's why I refuse to miss a day. I may be really, really caught in traveling, so we'll see. Live might be tough tomorrow. But again, I appreciate all your generosity. Doug Levy writing that Disney has lost more subscribers for Disney Plus than they will never learn. It's true. Now, Douglas Levy, why can't they actually get more subs for the streaming business? I mean, what's happened to the streaming business? Think about that as well, because streaming is where it's at, and yet they can't seem to transition. You would think people would pay up for Disney Plus if they had any content, but they don't.